In most Mandarin pronunciation course, tongue position is often treated as the most important factor, especially for some sounds like zhi, shi, shi, or ji, qi, xi. And yes, it does matter. But today I want to show you something most learners completely miss. Because even if your tongue position is correct, you can still sound a bit off. And the reason is something almost nobody talks about: where your sound is actually coming from. Many English speakers are used to producing sounds with more vibration and airflow coming from deeper inside the mouth, sometimes feeling like it's coming from the throat. But in Mandarin, many sounds, especially z and c, are much more forward. They happen right here, at the front of your mouth, near your teeth. So if your sound stays too far back, it will sound heavy, unclear, and not quite Mandarin Chinese. So today we are not just training what sounds to make, we are training where the sounds happen.
Hello, my name is Jeannie. I'm a Mandarin coach. I help Mandarin beginners who are stuck at the beginner level to speak their first 5-minute Mandarin conversation within 3 months.
So your sound actually using 3 main things. Number 1, tongue position. Number 2, mouth openness, so like it's wide or narrow. And number 3 is the sound placement. So basically it's either the front or the back. So this is what we're going to focus today. So most learners focus only on the first 2 things, but they completely ignore the third one. And that's the reason pronunciation still feel off sometimes. So I want you to pay attention to one thing today. Are you producing the sound at the front of your mouth or too far back? Okay, today let's focus on how to produce this z and c sound correctly. Let's start with the base tongue position. So for these 2 sounds, your tongue tip literally touch the inside of your upper teeth. So this is your upper teeth. So your tongue quickly touch it and then release it. So we try again. So your tongue quickly touch the upper inside teeth and release it. Touch, release, touch, release. That's it. So there is no big mouth movement. There's no exaggeration. So everything is quite small and everything is quite forwards, right at the teeth part. Okay, so let's start with the z. So as we said, the tongue position, touch the upper teeth and then release it. So basically the sound placement, it should be at the very front of your teeth. So your teeth should be really close as well. So the airflow should be really light and controlled. So it will sound like this. Z, z. So notice my mouth's teeth position. Z, z. So my tongue's inside will be like this. Z, z, z. So I would like you to compare to the English z. For example, like in the English word zoo. So try to say this word zoo. So to feel the difference between z and then the Chinese one, the z. So I think you already can tell the difference, right? So for English z, it's a continuous long sound. Z, z. There's a strong vibration from the throat, right? Z. And it feels quite deeper inside. The sounds come from here. But for the Mandarin z, it's short, it's light, it's very, very quick. So it's produced right at the front, right? So it's also a bit similar to the English word kids. Kids, but we separate into 2 parts. So it's more similar to the z part. Very, very quick. Kids, kids. So it's pretty much the same pronunciation. Okay, so instead of this long z, you want this z, z, z. Quick, light, and forward. Alright, now is this sound c. So exactly the same tongue position and exactly the same forward sound placement. The only differences is literally the airflow. For the z, it's quite light airflow, right? But for c, it's a strong airflow coming out. So you listen again. C, c. We try again. C, c. So your tongues still touch the upper teeth, but when you release it, you have a burst of the airflow coming out. It pops. So like this. C, c. Try again. C, c. So basically, for the z, it's a light airflow. It's controlled. But for the c, it's a strong burst of air and it's explosive. So that's why this c feels sharper and stronger because there's more air coming out. Okay, let's do a physical test. So trying to put your hand in front of your mouth to feel the airflow. So when you say z, 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 so you should just feel a little bit air coming out. But when you say c, c, the area of the air should be bigger and there should be stronger airflow. Okay, and now put your hands on your throat to feel the vibration. Let's say the English word zoo, zoo. So you will feel a strong vibration in your throat. Okay. Now let's say the Mandarin sound. Z, 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 c, c, c. So if you pronounce correctly, you should feel this is a much lighter in your throat compared to the English one. Because the sound should feel like it's happening at the front of your mouth, not inside of your throat. If it feels deep, then it's the wrong placement. So for most of the learner, here is why this is difficult. So to your brain, this z and c both sounds like c. So your brains kind of group them together. And when that happens, you will stop hearing the differences and you stop producing the differences. So that's why listening more, it's not enough, and repeating more is not enough either. What you need to do is a physical training, not just the audio exposure. And actually, this is exactly where most learners get stuck. You understand the concept, but you're probably not sure and were thinking, am I actually saying this correctly? Because pronunciation is very hard to self-correct. Sometimes it feels right to you, but to a native speaker, it still sounds off. So if you want, I offer a free 30-minute Mandarin pronunciation diagnose session. So on the call, I will listen to your pronunciation, identify exactly what's holding you back, and I will show you some trick to fix it step by step. So you are not guessing it anymore. You will know exactly what to improve. So if you like, there's a link in the description if you would like to book one. Okay, now we know how to pronounce this z and c. Let's talk about some common mistakes. There are a couple of mistakes in terms of these two sounds. Mistake number one, learner mix the Mandarin z with the English z. So these two are very different sounds according to the vibration part, the mouth part, the tongue movement, and then the sound placement. Okay, so mistake number two, the sound is too far back. So as we just said, if your sound feels like it's coming from the inside of your throat, then it's wrong position. So in order to fix it, you need to push the sound forwards. It's more close to the teeth, goes here. So mistake number three, so some students overdoing it. So because of the English z, so some learner kind of trying to put that into the Mandarin part as well. So when they say, for example, za, they say this z part a lot longer. It's like za, za, like the English way. But as we mentioned, Mandarin sounds are really short and light. So for this z part, it goes really quickly. So it actually, when you say this pinyin za, the z part, so you quickly move to the r part. So sometimes you barely feels like you pronounce this z part. So it's straight away to r. So za, 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 like that. Okay, mistake number four, the E confusion. So in pinyin, this one produced as E, but in these two pinyin, z and c, here is a silent E. So you shouldn't pronounce it as z or t. Okay, so that's totally wrong. So here it pronounced exactly like the original way. So this one equal z and this one equal c. Has nothing to do with the E pronunciation. Now, let's practice some pinyin slowly to reinforce these two sounds. So just follow after me. Z, z, za, za, z, z, zu, 猪、沾、沾、脏、脏、增、增、增、增、中、中、吃、吃、擦、擦、车、车、出、出、餐、餐、仓、仓、称、称、称、称、冲、冲。Okay, let's practice this sound into the real words. So 字 happen a lot in Chinese form, so you definitely want to say this pinyin really well so that people can understand you. So a very common one is 孩子, 孩子, so that means child. And 妻子, 妻子, that means wife. 桌子, 桌子 means table. 椅子, 椅子 means chair. So Mandarin pronunciation is not just about the tongue movement, your mouth shape, it's also about where the sound produced. If you haven't watched my previous video on how to pronounce the 知吃诗 ji qi xi, I highly recommend you to watch these two videos here because together they literally form a complete foundation of how to pronounce the tricky Mandarin sound. Now, you might notice something important. Even if you understand all of this, it doesn't automatically mean your pronunciation will improve because most learners run into the same problem. They learn like this. They watch a video, they try some practice, and then they move to the next topic. And then forget about what they have learned. So it feels like a progress, but it is not structure. And without structure, pronunciation improvement becomes really slow and inconsistent. Not because you are not trying hard enough. If you prefer to follow a very structured system on your own, that's exactly why I create my program, Master 30 Days Mandarin Pronunciation course. Inside, I guide you step by step so you always know what to practice, what to fix next, and how to build correct pronunciation habits. So everything builds in order. You literally follow a system. And the good thing is you only need about 15 to 20 minutes a day. And there is also a 7-day free tone bootcamp. So if you like, you can try the training first and see how it works out for you. So the link is in the description below as well. So if you'd like to see my student Lisa's progress, I have 2 videos showing her progress after 45 days and after 4 months. So you can see what real improvement looks like over time. So I hope everyone knows at the end of the day, Mandarin pronunciation is not just a knowledge problem, it's literally a physical skill. Now I would like to know which sound is more confusing for you, z or c. And after this video, does it feel clearer? Welcome to leave a comment and let me know. If you have any other question about Mandarin pronunciation, welcome to leave a comment as well. I will read all the comments. So thank you for watching today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye.